Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are joining us for My Hero content, then most likely going to be a new face. We're going to be finally doing a little bit more content as we've been learning more of the My Hero game. Once again, thanks to Jasco Games for sending us out the Undaunted raid box, which, if you're seeing this day it goes live, has just come out today. Hopefully you've seen the previous content about us opening it and gone to your pre-releases, but we do see the 1, 2, 3 nice build up, the All Might Clash deck, which we did open on the channel. Once again, thanks to Jasco for that. Versus a Nejire deck that is using some of the new stuff at the moment. So it's pretty much entirely using Undaunted raid cards, but there's a couple of things from the Class Reunion and the Clash pack that was put. The Nejire deck too, our understanding does seem to be a little bit more of like a ranged combo deck where you try and feed in a couple of attacks to kind of bait out blocks and then go for big punishes. But speaking of big punishes, very low health character, just 21 HP, and All Might certainly hits very, very hard. His blocks are also pretty consistent as well, thanks to the ability to reduce the block modifier. One thing that we do want to know, though, you can ask ahead of time, is does stun activate as soon as you do the enhance? Because that was something that we think was a pretty decent misplay. See the first attack going in for the spiral wave. The first enhance, if I was to use the surge in order to get the stun, would I be able to then stun the foundation that, by committing it, allows him to do the block modifier reduction? Because that would have been a pretty decent tempo swing for this one. You can already tell from the length of the video it is going to be a relatively quick match. We do want to play more of this game, and I do want to show off more of the content. You see, wanting to go for the commit for the stun, they're going to go for Bubble Distraction on this first one to try and up the damage. The block modifier, of course, is 1, so it doesn't really do that much. I feel like Bubble Distraction actually probably hits pretty hard in an All Might deck, and we are going to see him go for the commit in response, which does mean that his block modifier is going to be completely nullified. So that is the card, the interaction that we're looking to stun with Surge. We understood it as the attack has to hit, then you get the surges, and I couldn't really find anything about it online. I was just brushing back up on the game. You see us like thumbing through the starter guide on it. But we are going to go for the block now. So I guess we didn't really do too many enhancers. We're just trying to remember how speed works, but hopefully things like these will get ironed out as we do more content. Not really sure how what we're going to do for an overlay for now, so we are just using the default mats that come with the Clash pack. And if this My Hero gameplay does look kind of interesting to you, you know, maybe you did go to your pre-release and you do want to sign up, make sure to use my code when you make your unique game name. Just in the how did you find out about us, just KnTElixar, help support the channel, and also get yourself 50 extra points when signing up. 8 foundations built on the side of All Might. Look how many attack cards are in hand. So, going to be setting up, giving himself 2 defensive options. It looks like we're going to see one more turn before he really starts going hog wild. That was the thing that, yeah, we messed up with the first block, just trying to get back into it. But all in all, still wanted to get some gameplay out for Undaunted Raid. And as we get more and more comfortable with it, then we will play this up more and more. The All Might starter deck is so strong. It came in the Clash pack. But Nejire, I think, has some legs, and I'm going to keep refining this a little bit with the cards that we have at play. You can see some of the deck loadable content as well that we did get, as well as some cards that were in the pre-release kit. And we going for, I think it's like something similar to Wave Assault, pretty much. This one, again, does scale based on how many blocks, so a very solid card to work in with Nejire, because it kind of just decent damage. It's a 5 speed high, 5 damage, and we're going for the stun now. So that's something that if I'd gone for the stun and it prevented him from going for the commit, it would have really changed up how this attack went through. Because the problem is it's just so easy for him to guard it as a result. I think we're going to be upping the speed here with the permanent reduce. Then we're just going to be committing this to try and just get as much damage as possible. We are committing kind of early though, so we are kind of just banking on the speed being so high that he can't block it properly. So we commit 3 on the stun. But that is the other thing. Like this would have been 7 damage, 5 speed, possibly even the +2 speed as well, thanks to the commit, +3 speed. So it would have been 8 speed high. And if he was using a block modifier, that's like a 10, that's a 10 check. It would have been really, really difficult for him to do. He sure does check 5, but that's 5 whole things that he would have had to commit. But we're assuming that it didn't count, so he's only having to commit 3. Which means that he has plenty of resources to be able to block the next attack. So do let me know if stun should go off as soon as the commit happens, because that means we'll be able to clean that up for when we probably do a rematch of this in a couple of weeks. Again, not the cleanest pleasure, but we wanted to get something out just to show, I mean, we're beginner players. No lie there. And this would have been 88 damage, 4 speed high. So plenty of options really that Nejire has to just do some like proper big damage. And of course an attack has been blocked, so it does the extra 2. And if we were comboing attack after attack, then we'd start seeing some real pressure in. But 2 attacks blocked. And this actually kind of sucks that this didn't go through, because now we actually don't have anything to block. It is going to give us 2 unsuspended things, but ultimately might end up being 1 short as a result. Because look at those attack cards, he is just holding onto it. It does feel like All Might definitely has the ability to just play really defensive, especially if you see the, I think it's Overwhelmed. But just the All Might card that is the commit to reduce the block modifier allows him to play so defensive super early, and then after that you just start amping damage out of nowhere. Yeah, couldn't confirm whether it was on hit for this, so I want you guys to let us know in the comments, because we'll certainly test it as it being on commit, get the stun immediately. Alright, so we do have a 6 speed, 6 damage. And of course my block modifiers are going to be bolstering these even further. He's going to get the discard. And it boosts the damage by 2. Boost it again, +4. So this is going to be swinging for 10 damage. By literally over half of my remaining health. We're using the enhance again. We are cranking that damage all the way up. So much. 13. And the crazy thing about this is this was with very few commits on his side. So as long as this attack check goes through, which I mean, we are chilling. As long as this attack step goes through, then there's so much damage that does need to just come through. And even if he misses the check, would still be able to just ratchet it up. And it looks like we are just going to let that ride. So that's going to be going to momentum in the next one. And we're attempting attack cards, you can just go for a nice cheap one. Because it hit as well, does get the suspension, and that 1 suspend goes a whole long way at just 8 HP. This is a 3+2, so we're swinging for 5, putting me down to 3, so we can take the hit, but now we crank it, and that's 5+3, that is now lethal. And with only one thing, we have to basically find a way of soaking it up. Luckily this one's a mid, so definitely easily blockable, but the problem of course is how high he can crank the speed. He's going to destroy and reveal the top card. And one of the cards that he has for committing boosts his damage if the most recent thing discarded was a foundation. So by destroying the foundation, it is going to make it the top card, and then he's just going to choose to not draw and drop in order to keep that card there, which then means he can then enhance, go for it. I'm going to permanently reduce the speed by reduce the speed by 2 by removing 1 HP permanently, and we're going to block with Eri, which is a 2 speed modifier. And of course we're going to check an attack card. Either way. Actually, no, that's fine though still. Wait, no, are we one short? I think we are one short. We do get the HP back thanks to the Nejire, something that I definitely wasn't using as often. I think that's definitely a way to loop her HP back and keep her a little bit more tempo. So a couple of misplays here from Nejire, but that is just going to be the swing and take us out for a 1 card short of the block. If you did enjoy the content, as slow as it may be, please make sure to drop us a like and subscribe. And of course, thanks again once to Jasco Games for giving us the option to play this game and supporting the channel in the process. Once again, make sure to use my link if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.